Yes, my name is Alan Sandoval. I am the owner of Sandoval Freestyle Karate here in Gilbert and Tempe, Arizona. We're kind of two locations in the Southeast Valley in Arizona, in the Phoenix metro area.
Sounds great. And how were things before you started working with Madscope in
You
your
know,
schools?
Madscope has been a great addition to our marketing campaign. Prior to Madscope, we've tried different online methods, and worked okay. And then we're just very consistent. We're kind of like an old school martial arts school. We did a lot of guerrilla marketing, I guess you could say, is knocking on doors, going to school programs, doing school programs at schools, a lot of different other methods of marketing. And it's still good. We still do some of that, but since we discovered Madscope and Madscope has been involved in our business, in our martial arts business, it's definitely had a huge impact with our growth, in new clientele that's coming into our business. So we're very, very grateful that Madscope is part of our platform, and it's also a great way to kind of, I would say marketing in the modern times. Instead of like the older times, now it's like knocking on doors. Now it's like, okay, hey, let's attack the online marketing campaigns. Neil, you guys have a great AI system there. So it's been a great addition to us, and we're very grateful that we use you guys as our online platform.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and that's I remember that when I first spoke, it was actually with Christy who I was first speaking with, and she told me that you do door knocking, and in the
Yeah.
Arizona heat and things like that. That takes
Yeah.
serious grit. So I was very
Yeah.
impressed by that, and I often I sometimes say that to her when we're talking like that. Yeah, from day one, I kind of knew you're very good, hard workers and really good business people and things like that.
Yes.
And yeah, like that can work really well when people are, to have that kind of a business acumen and that hard work ethic. That when you start doing things online, it can really make huge changes. And
Absolutely, absolutely. It's been great. My like you just said, we are hard workers. We're not. We know what it takes to have a successful business. Our business does generates over $1 million a year, and so we do have a successful business. Except you know um, my wife, like you said, knocking on doors, but there's a more strategic, I wouldn't say simpler, but just a more efficient and effective way to market and get out there and outreach the community, providing providing our product, our martial arts program.
yeah.
So, with that being said, I think Madscope is really a great tool. I've mentioned it to a few of my martial arts school owner, companions or friends, to use Madscope, and
Thank you.
I think it's definitely well worth the investment.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If somebody was on the fence about working with Madscope, what would you say to them? I suppose would be my last
Yeah,
question.
that's a great question. I would say, a lot of martial arts schools have that borderline of, do I have enough capital to invest into an online platform or invest into something that I'm not 100% sure, because everybody gets comfortable with what they're doing. And then the last thing that companies, the last thing and this is just not martial arts schools, because I deal with a lot of companies in my real estate profession as well. But a lot of people kind of not invest in advertising, not invest into, getting new clientele. They try to cut corners because
Yeah.
they try to save money. But they forget that, hey, you have to invest into creating more clientele, reaching out there, and the prospecting is huge, because once you can prospect, then that's potential of new clientele or new sales or whatever. So I think a lot of companies, especially martial arts school owners and martial arts, they've kind of they make enough, and then they just say, hey, they have to be willing to say, I'm not going to pay myself, whatever, $10,000, $20,000 and invest into something that in the future will give me the dividends. And I think that's where the hard part is, the challenge is when to do that and when, so on. So I think Madscope for us, like you said, we went through summers of going door knocking or every year, so on. And we've had a martial arts school for over a quarter of a century. So, after a while, it's taxing. It gets tiring. And so it's like, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna do this when I'm 45. So like, I mean 46. So like we're like, hey, I'm not gonna be doing that when I'm 60. So
Yeah.
there's got to be other avenues. And so I would say invest in Madscope. I know it'll be an investment. I know you'll feel it in the very beginning, but from our experience, and it's not a short, it's not a, I'm sorry, it's not a long turnaround, but it's a pretty, I wouldn't say quick, but it's consistent in a sense of once you invest, you'll see results. And so I think that's what I was really impressed with Madscope was it was investing it and then seeing results at a very reasonable time frame. So that's what I would say is invest and then let the system work itself. And and like your team, Neil, has been great. I would say the customer service, the effort, even though that we're on 2 different time zones, you guys have been very consistent helping us. And you guys really use the online platform, the AI platform, and it's just you guys are I think you guys are kind of a step ahead, even within your competitors. You guys have from us in our experience, we've seen like you guys are the best. We've done other platforms. I don't want to call out their names, but we've spent a lot of money too. And so, yeah, I would say invest, give it a chance, and let you guys do your thing. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. That really means a lot. And that's something that we always try to do just to stay ahead of the competition and just see what different people are doing in our industry and different industries and test new things. And that's been one great thing about working with you guys as well, because you're always interested in trying these new things. And yeah, I really appreciate you and thank you very much for those kind words. It really means a lot to me. Thanks
You're
very much.
welcome, Neil. No, I
Thank you.
appreciate you. Thank you so much. And we're actually looking forward to the school systems that you guys have established. Christy and Jen are just super excited about it. So
Great.
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
You're welcome, Neil.